What's going on there, people of the interwebs? Is definitely that guy. It is not Locks. And this is another Dread review, going on a roll with the footballers of the nation with the Dreadlock participation. Alex Song featured on today's Lock review. So definitely make sure you guys stay tuned and stay subscribed, because this is still the best in the Not Lock content. Alexandre Dimitri Song Bilong, better known as Alex Song, is a Cameroonian professional footballer who plays for the FC Rubin Kazan. He plays as a central or defense midfielder and can also play as a central defender. Probably one of the best midfielders in the game, so I hear. Starting this Dread review off right, Alex Song comes into the game with a little fro. The little fro is what's really wanting here. Oddly enough, with this fro and fades, the box cut shape on the front is like the go-to for people when they're getting their hair shaved for some reason. I've always had that as a kid too, the boxy front. This can cause problems if you shave too far to the side or too far back on your hairline there. It might not grow back. I've seen people that's happened to before. Here with Alex Song, he now has shaved his sides to grow the fro out, and we see this more popular as the high top afro, high top fade, whatever it may be. Alex Song here obviously keeping it really popular because this is the way that he took his dreadlocks to be. Taking the high top fade, growing the locks out, and kind of keeping the sides faded in the top in almost like a faux hawk. It's like a high top faux hawk sort of deal. Definitely looks like the dread sponge could have been used to initiate these locks because they are very cylindrical, very separated on the, let's say, the mature section, but the new growth is very afro, and with being left alone, it would just Congo up and make some really interesting locks from this starting position. To be honest, it honestly looked like it would be one big Congo on the top of his head if he kept this growing. If you are freeforming, that's a great way to go. If you are intending to twist your dreads, you're gonna have to separate that and twist down to the roots. Not to say that there's a rush to do so. I mean, if you want to experiment and see how they're going to grow in freeform, let them grow and see how your new growth locks over like a few months at least. And if you're not happy with it, you can always separate it and twist it back up to what you were doing before. With Alex Song's high top dreads here, we can see in the past they were bleached, and this photo was before the bleach and a little bit less of length on it. We do know that bleaching your hair does damage it. It does dry it out and break ends. Totally up to you if you want to bleach your hair. It's all for style, it's all for fashion. I wouldn't say it's any beneficial for your hair at all. Unless you get caught with mold in your hair, I think bleaching might actually help it a bit by kind of killing everything off, because bleach just like destroys everything, and it might actually work. Don't take my word for it, but I think it might help out a bit in that sense. But otherwise, it doesn't really do any benefits besides the way you appear. Having high top faux hawk dreads like Alex Song would come with a lot of maintenance, because you do have to get them shits shaved probably every 2 weeks at least. We do see Alex Song with the high top braids going on quite often. I think it's a great look, to be honest. Being able to braid your dreads is like taking it to a whole other level. Level 1 would be the fro and committing to the locks. Level 2 would be getting them locked and then staying with the locks. And level 3 is getting it to the length where you can do stuff with it, hence braid it up. And I love the face that he's making in this picture. I love the afro texture underneath the locks. I love that new growth. Just shows signs of like strength if you were to keep it braided like this, dreaded like this. I have heard now that a lot of these guys will take their dreads out and go back to braids, but I just really appreciate when people stick to their journeys, because it shows dedication and commitment to that. With Alex Song's high top faux hawk here. You can see the length really starting to gain, and the new growth is just dreaded up like afro. There's no little twists really happening. I do find that the bleach tips adds quite the distinguishable characteristics to his set of locks. So with that being said, I mean, it does look cool when you dye your locks different colors. So it's really neat in that perspective. You can see that the ends here are kind of twisty slash naturally curly. It just shows to me that he is not really retwisting or interlocking the new growths at all. More so freeforms at this point. And I think that that little curl pattern that you're seeing is definitely from a sponge work, because it looks like this the work of a dread sponge, like a new dread type of deal. This is a more recent photo of Alex. You can see that his hair has dropped. It's no longer sticking on end because now there's so much weight and length to them. They're falling down the sides. You can still see his sides are shaved, so it's still the same style, just minus the bleach. Now he probably dyed it back to black at this point, which is always cool, because if you're not happy with your bleached hair, you can always dye it back to your normal hair color. Checking out the braid locks with the sides faded once again. Braid locks are usually pretty cool, except for the fact that they're painful. You kind of see a vein in his head there. Maybe that's from the stress of the locks. It does pull back the hairline, so do keep that in mind as well. But again, it does look cool when you can get your hair braided, and I worked towards that for years, and like, wow, I feel like 2 Chainz in the minute. Lil Wayne, the popular for the braid lock scene. You can see here 3 fish bones on the top. Really cool way to like part and style the hair. It's actually probably really great for playing soccer, because it's all tied out of his face and off his neck. It'd be cooling. Hopefully he's popped enough Advil to get through the game, because it does hurt, no lie. But moving on to the next photo here, we do see the braids happening again. Probably the 3rd style of braid locks that we've seen from Alex at the moment. In this photo currently with the bleach tips as well. Let me know in the comments below what you guys feel about braid locks. I'm sure a lot of you have had it already, and how do you cope with the pain associated with rocking the locks, and quite frankly, how long can you actually keep those braids in? Alex probably keeps them in probably a few days at a time. But again, here a more recent photo. Locks so long that they are flying up and down, not staying in one fixed position like how the afro was. But do note that the afro new growth isn't as prominent as the later pictures, because he might be back on the twist game as of more recently, but there's still a little bit of afro. Don't get me wrong, it probably might be a free form still, but it does look maintained at the very least. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you guys think? So at the very least, hopefully you guys like this video. A lot of footballers this week, I do condone them. Football is a great sport. I'm half English, grew up with it in my life. But until next time, you know, stay happy, stay nappy. Go check out the daily vlog channel, links in the description. And I do have a Knot Nation Instagram page. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 followers. So go over there, send me your photos of your locks, get featured. Stay natty. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, one love, Knot Nation. Salutes to the patience. Until next time, peace.